Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Hot Takes, where we're always seeking to be humble, open, and transparent. And so I told y'all, this year is all about practitioners. It's all about people who come to work with their leader coveralls, ready to coach, ready to teach, ready to mentor, and just dig in with those that they serve. And today, I not only have somebody who I share an immense amount of business things with, life, all that other good stuff. And it's amazing what happens when you build community intentionally. Today, y'all have Coach Teon. Coach Teon, what's going on, sir?
Oh man, I am blessed and highly favored. I'm just so proud to be here and honored to be able to be on your show here and to inspire the people within the world.
Well, see, you already kicking off the right way, because I believe it, not only inspiration, but the transaction of not only knowing but doing the work. And so today, before we get rolling into the topic around purpose and how it's driven by passion and other things, just tell people a little bit about yourself, where you're at in the world, and then we'll get rolling.
All right, as you said, my name is Coach Teon Singletary, and I am a soldier in the Army National Guard. I enjoyed that 16 great years of service. I have my own business, SP Serves LLC, and Teon Singletary Leadership Empowerment. I am an executive director of the John Maxwell team, and I also serve as the president advisory council on the John Maxwell team as well. Not only that, I am a prodigy of the Les Brown Power Voice system. So I'm just enjoying life and looking forward of being able to maybe give you some type of seed into your life so that you can be able to live out your purpose. Because that's what I love doing. That's what I love talking about. That's why I love working with individuals in my community, in my programs, to help them to really find out their why and why they are here and what they need to do with their why. So I'm looking forward of us having this conversation, Lawrence, and being able to spark some interest in everybody's hearts and minds and souls.
Yeah, so I love that, Coach T, and I tell you, as we talk about purpose and we talk about, and I'm huge on alignment, and how that sets us up for successes or opportunities for growth. And when I first looked at the info sheet and you're going to talk about purpose and passion, I had to self-reflect, because that's what coaches do. We reflect, and I thought about me in 2020, and I thought about the places that I found myself in, questioning decisions, questioning placement in the world. And we being humble, open, and transparent early, there were times I found myself a little hazy, but it was in understanding of self and who and what I was supposed to be doing, connected to my purpose, that I was able to course correct and get back on. And when you think about purpose, and how are you defining purpose as it pertains to how someone should be operating?
It's simple for me. You have to. Purpose is all about passion, and it got to be a drive. It got to be something. It's when you are in alignment, true alignment with your purpose. You literally can wake up early in the morning, full of energy, go to bed late at night, full of energy, and ready to do it all over again the very next day. That's when you know that you are in right alignment with your purpose. And so purpose is all about just being able to be yourself, your authentic self, with joy, with happiness, and being able to allow that vibration to go out in the world. Whenever you walk into a room, people know that you are there, and people know that you are there for a purpose, right? So that's when you really know that you are walking in the right alignment and you are going in the right direction where God wants you to go. Okay, I am a spiritual being, so I have to always bring that in.
Y'all, I love it. And one of the biggest things that I love about connecting with what drives people, and where they get their instruction from, and myself, I'm a Christ believer and follower, and continue to get better at what that looks like in service to man and community each and every day. And so when you think about the ways, right? Me and you, most people say, man, they was in the military, They're both John Maxwell, coach, teachers, and trainers. They're both business owners. Like there's a whole lot of alignment there in community. But what are ways that people find what they're aligned to be in their lives, whatever that looks like? How do people find that?
Great question, Lawrence. And I want to share a story, or maybe this may shine some light on how you find that. It all started when high school. I really didn't have a plan going out of high school, but I was in JROTC all through high school. So I decided to enlist in the military as a junior in high school, right? And then when I did that, okay, I said, well, maybe this is my path. So I did that. But when I came back a year after graduating from high school, I was like, okay, so what's next? Right? What's next? And then a recruiter from South Carolina State University ROTC program, Bulldogs Battalion, they gave me a call and they invited me to an actual orientation. And I went there. I was like, okay, maybe this is my path to become an officer in the military. And I did that for a while. But stuff was still shady a little bit because I was still trying to find my way. I had no clue where I was coming from. And just to give you a backstory, I'm from a poverty mindset community. I'm from there. I was wearing hand-me-down clothes and shoes. That's where I was. So I had limited beliefs. So when I joined the military, that got me out of that community, out of that limited beliefs, poverty mindset, what have you, to be able to start thinking outside the box. And then when I went to college, I was able to think outside the box some more. But I still wasn't there. It all happened when I went overseas in 2012. And I got away from all my friends because during that time period between after high school and that time period, it was like my birthdays was my worst days. Okay? And I was just going through a lot of rut in life. But when I went overseas, and I was able to reflect on me and don't worry about my friends and family members, but focus on me. I started reading books. I started reading the Bible even more. And I started being able to start building my relationship with God and really being aware of who I am. Then the only thing is when I realized, okay, I want to add value to people, but still didn't know exactly what that was. So my journey, my personal journey started in 2012. And then things went on and on and on and on. And how you really find that out is you just got to take a step forward. When you take that first step, things starts to compound itself. And that's what happened. I came back. I joined a positive environment type program called LTD, the Leadership Team Development of Amway. And those people were so enthusiastic, so optimistic. And they all had one thing in common. They had a purpose. They had a vision. And they all was going in the same direction, in alignment. So when I got myself into that type of atmosphere, I realized this is what I need. I need like-minded people because iron sharpens iron, and they will be able to stretch my thinking. So I did that for a while, and I began to grow and grow and grow, reading. And I mean, I was going to my team meetings probably 1 hour and 30 minutes or 2 hours away from my home 2 times a week for like a year or two, doing that consistently. So when I was driving there, I was doing my mobile university, listening to audios and tapes and building my mindset, right? Building my mindset. And it started to become clear. Okay, I want to dramatically change this world by adding value to people. But it wasn't there yet. It wasn't there yet. So I kept going. I kept building. 2015, that's when it hit me. My purpose in life was to dramatically change this world in some shape or form or fashion by adding value to people, one person at a time, with my God-given gifts and talents, with compassionate love and a smile. And when I realized that, and I was aware of my true purpose in life, that's when I really started coaching and speaking and teaching and doing the things that I wanted to do. And that's when I joined the John Maxwell team in 2016. I started my first business in 2015. And then I continued to build. Last year, I built my second business, which is Teon Singletary Leadership Empowerment. But it all started with not really knowing where I was, but I made a decision. Key, I made a decision that I wanted to be different. I wanted to make a significant change, not only in myself, but in the world. So I take that first step and I continue to develop. So life is a process. Your growth development is a process. Finding your why, your purpose is a process. Only you gotta do is follow the process.
Yeah, I love that because the biggest thing you said there for me is I'm a huge believer in you got to put one foot in front of the other. And anybody who knows me at this point, me and my brother Kinston, we Rocky heads, and we love the creeds, right? And the first creed, when he talks about taking that first step, taking that first punch, and then it like going round by round.
Yes.
But that means you need to move towards something, and I'm a huge believer in when transitioning out of Army, right? Like everybody was like, oh, they're gonna be lined up for you, ready to give you the keys to whatever car you want to drive. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know what kind of car I want to drive, but I'm looking forward to taking it. And what happened was it was this stall moment. And the stall and the frustration and anxiety was when I stopped moving my feet. And the moment I began to move my feet again, I began to do things and I began to hone my message. I began to hone what was right for me and what wasn't. And a lot of times what I took away from what you said right there, at no point did you blame anybody for that process of learning what was yours and what wasn't. And I know, and again, and I'm not throwing shade at nobody, no nothing. I'm just telling you what I was doing when my feet were still. I kept pointing instead of pointing. So the finger was going out instead of being back at me. And that's really was the part. It was like, okay, what am I doing differently to really hone in on what I believe is my thing? And so when you think about that's a process, right? You explained it like eloquently. But why? Because you got, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like you got today, we've grown up in a society like we have, like I think we're both in the Generation X, like at the back end of it. But we grew up with examples of head down, work hard, you'll be identified and recognized for your work. But then behind us, you have the push it, go, and you have us in this middle that is like, where do I swing?
Exactly.
But why is it important to find out what you're supposed to be doing?
You have a choice to be someone that's making a difference in the world and making a difference in the world, or be like everyone else, a zombie that's roaming the earth in any what direction, just here. You have to ask yourself the question, why am I here? And what is my purpose? So for me, I wanted to truly make a difference. I didn't want to just be in a rat race, waking up and just go to work, come back home, sleep, get up again, go back to work, come back home, sleep, get up again. No, I couldn't live with that. When I came back from overseas the first time, I tried to get an actual job like everybody else, back into the civilian world, right? And I was like, this is not my scene. This is not my scene. So I had to make a conscious decision then and there. I was like, okay, I'm not a type. So whoever, right, what should I be doing? And for a long period of time, during that time when I was trying to figure that out, I had no job. I was doing my own thing, hustling, just living out my purpose, how I knew how during that time period. And I still was able to pay my bills. And everybody was trying to find out how you do that. Well, there are some things that I'm not going to talk about today that I did in order to make that happen. That is spiritual. But if you want to know more about that, just reach out to me and I'll let you know. The secret, right? The secret is.
Yeah, you don't want to spill the beans.
No. Exactly.
Well, some stuff you got to keep close to the vest, Coach. But it comes from I really believe that why was one of the main reasons that going through the process of telling our story of how we got to that point. And I know for a lot of maybe veterans out there listening or folks who you're crafting your message. And we had a couple episodes ago, Coach Mel was just talking about the power in telling your story because you don't know who it's going to help and who it's going to support. And for you very easily could have just stayed compliant. You could have stayed safe in that job, but there was something that you were like, I can't. There's something pulling me, and
it's the drive.
It's that drive. But I tell you, Coach, it's sometimes what made you say yes to that tug, because I believe everybody gets that tug.
Yes.
But what made you say yes?
It was during the same time of period of trying to grow myself. I found myself. One night I was sleeping in my parents' couch, late night. I was one of the nights that I came back from one of my training with the Charleston team with the Amway, and I just laid there. I looked up in the ceiling and I was like, "Why, God? Why? I'm getting sick and tired of this." So when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when you step up and level up. And that was the pivotal moment of my life when I decided I'm not going to allow no one to tell me or deter me from where I want to go. I have a dream. God give me a vision, and I'm going after it. And I don't care what no one say or do. I don't care who gets in my way. I am going to trail right through them. But it was at that moment of the lowest low where I made the conscious decision. Enough is enough. Draw a line in the sand. That's it. Period. When you find out your true why and you are motivated to get out of the rut that you're in, something deep down inside will give you the drive to be able to say, you know what, that's it. I gotta go. I don't care. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And then when you get, that's when the passion comes out, right? That's when the passion comes out. And when you get it, it feels good, and you just keep doing it over and over and over. Somebody that said no to you, you pick back up, you get up, and you go again, and you keep going for that yes. Les Brown tells us that if you fall down on the ground, and if you can look up, you can get up. And that's the drive you gotta have. You gotta have the tenacity as a lion to get up, keep moving, and go after it, no matter what. No matter what. You gotta keep going.
I love that. I saw a post yesterday that I just could not pass up on, where it was coaches reframing the things that people have turned negative over the years, and the reframe of the word no, it just stands for new opportunity.
New opportunity.
And when you talk about just going after those things and you putting that fuel inside yourself,
yes.
There's something intentional about that. But
yes.
what are some points of intentionality that you've taken over the years to continue and stay consistent where you are?
Keyword right there, consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. So you gotta create habits, intentional good habits. So every day I do things intentionally to get myself straight, looking in the right direction and moving forward and keeping myself consistent. Chris Robinson tell us one thing in his training is to do it now, and say it to yourself multiple times, do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. For a period of time, that's what I was doing. Every morning I was saying, do it now, do it now. I got this goal to do it now. I got this goal to do it now. Just showing gratitude, doing affirmations, mindfulness. I was doing some of everything because I wasn't going to allow nothing to stop me. So I had to put in some good habits. So every morning I woke up, I pray, I read a Bible scripture, then I look at my goals, I visualize my goals, I make it part of who I am, then I get up and I go after it. And that night, I revisit my goals, I visualize it, mindfulness, and then I do it all over again. So those things is what I was doing daily, not weekly or monthly, but daily. And over time, it compounded itself. So some things I would tell you to do, some things that you need to do if you really want to move forward, if you really want to find your passion, your purpose, ask yourself these 3 questions. This is something John teaches us in Intentional Living, in his book, Intentional Living. 3 questions to ask yourself. What do you cry about? Find out what you cry about. Find out what you sing about. Then find out what you dream about. When you have the answers to those 3 questions, it will help you to formulate your purpose, help you to formulate your why. And then when you have that, put it in front of you. Write it down on a piece of paper, because if you write it down, it will not tarry away. The Bible tells us that, right? So write it down and read it to yourself. Say it to yourself every morning and every night, so that way it becomes part of your DNA. When it becomes true part of your DNA, you will start taking action and not even realizing that you're taking action based on your purpose. Another thing you need to do, be grateful for the small stuff. When you are grateful for the small stuff, you are able to smile at anything. No matter what you're going through in life, you will smile. So be grateful for the small stuff, and then in return, the universe will give you more. The universe will give you more because you are grateful for the small stuff. And love. Respect others. Follow the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. The more you show gratitude and more you let people know that you are loved and you love them too, the more people will love on you as well. And that way we will be able to encourage one another. One of the things that we lack in this world is encouraging one another. And that's what we need to do more of, is learn to not throw water on someone's fire, but throw some gasoline on that bad boy. Throw some gas on it and allow each other to really do what God has in store for us to do. We got the potential. We just got to do it.
I love that. Don't throw water on somebody's fire. Now unless it's harming them. Now you might want to throw some water. You might want to throw some water. But no, definitely great sentiment, particularly around those questions to ask yourself. And so I caught 1 and 2. What do you cry about? What do you sing about? And what was number 3?
What do you dream about?
What do you dream about?
Every day. What do you dream about during the day? What do you dream about during the night? Really. And this takes some self-reflection. This takes some time to reflect.
Yeah.
One of the things that you're not doing, or you may not be doing, is maybe you're not reflecting enough. So every time you go out, after the day is over, at the end of the day, take some time just to look in the sky or look at a blank wall. It doesn't matter. Just reflect. Reflect over how the day went and take the key lessons within that day and apply it into your life the very next day.
Yeah. And what I love about that, and as as coaches, we're constantly evolving, constantly learning. You've mentioned several books, several leaders, mentors that you absorb information and content from that turns into data points and tools for you. But what are some of the other things that you do outside of meditation, outside of reading, outside of taking them walks? What are some other things that you have intentionally added to your life to ensure you're fueling the right way?
You already kind of said it already, and that is, I make sure that I surround myself with like-minded people, my inner circle. You want to have people in your life that's gonna help you and guide you and grow you. But at the same time, you give back. It should be a give and receive type relationship. So finding those people that you can be able to surround yourself with is very important. If you don't have a coach, find you a coach or coaches. I have multiple coaches that I listen to and grow from in order for me to be the best version of myself. Not only coaches, but I have partners that I reach out to that I actually help serve, or they help serve me in some shape or form or fashion. So just doing those small things and really staying key to your inner circle is very important. because you don't want no one in your circle that's going to pull you back or try to hold you back. And sometimes those people could be your family or your friends. And you
No,
might
don't
have
do that. Don't do that. We ain't got enough time left. We ain't got enough time left for you to go there. Don't do that, coach. Don't put the blood kin folk out there.
Sometimes you gotta snip. I mean, well, when I say snip, I'm not talking about cutting completely off.
Exactly.
Distant yourself, right?
Exactly.
The most important investment you have in this world is your time. Everybody, doesn't matter who you are, have 24 hours in a day. Depending on how you spend those hours will determine how much you grow and who you become in the future. So use your time wisely. If those people in your world that's negative, don't give them so much of your time. Give them a few minutes and let them know that you care, you love them, but you need to put your time where you can be able to grow the most. That's if you don't take anything from the day, take that, please. Please take that.
Yeah, I love that. And it, of course, got D out there again, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, particularly for the inspiration. But the part that you talked about really is that accountability.
Yes.
And it's not just that they agree with you, but it's like you give those people permission to call you out on your stuff.
Yes.
And so if you don't have the right people around you, they could be potentially stifling your growth. And I always tell it this way. My first leadership book was the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And it took me a while to get past the law to lid. That was law one.
just hit the ceiling, right?
I was just hitting it, right? And then it took me a minute before I looked in the mirror and was like, oh, I'm the lid.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of just growing yourself. But I love that your message this entire time. And if people take something away, it's just like you have to be intentional. Like this is not something that you get through osmosis and you're gonna lay your head down at night. You're gonna roll over and the opportunity is gonna be waiting, right? Skies open, the heavens are singing, like trumpets sounding, like no, that's glory coming. So you better not be waiting for no trumpets. But I want people to not only get the message that you just gave us today, but I want people to be able to contact you and begin working with you for themselves and their organizations. So outside of the information that's scrolling on the screen, how can people find you? How can people connect with you?
I'm on almost every platform there is, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, as you see scrolling down across the screen right now. But on Facebook, Teon Singletary, you can find me there, and you can find all my pages, organization that I'm part of, nonprofit and for profit. You can like those pages as well. Instagram and Twitter at Teon Singletary. Also on Instagram, you can follow TS Leadership Empowerment, which is one of my businesses, and the other one, SP Serves LLC. So those are ways on how you can get in contact with me. If you didn't remember all those, just go to my website that's scrolling across the screen, www.teonsingletary.com, and they will be right on there for you.
All right, Teon. Well, Coach, I appreciate you just coming to hang out with me. This is the first of many. He didn't shout himself out, but he's constantly doing leader summits on Facebook Live and got a number of things going. So please avail yourself and reaching out to Coach Teon. And for those of you out there who come to watch every week, thank you so much. If you're watching the replay, #replay it in the comments. But if you're a speaker, if you're a coach, if you're a trainer, if you're somebody who believes you have a message to share with the world, stop hiding from me. Connect with me. I'm trying to build a community of authentic leaders. And so I would love to have the opportunity to bring you onto this stage so you and I can share a humble, open, and transparent conversation. And so again, y'all, connect with Coach Teon, and we will see you all very, very soon. Be safe. Continue to mask up. Get them vaccines if you're in line, and go from there. Be well, lead well, and I'll see you soon.